What is going on, guys? It's Burgas here and welcome to another Call of Dragons video. Today I'm going to talk about something that are splitting our community. I'm talking about the Theia investments. And one player see a future-proof support mage, another see wasted tokens hiding behind the shields. The dangerous part is that both sides can be right depending on how you actually are fighting. This is a key role in general when you're building your account. Is you have to know what kind of player you are. Are you aggressive one? Are you like more like progression type of guy, like you like gathering, you like catching pets. Obviously everybody like to catch pets, but you're more like about how your castle developed from, for example, achievements on the battlefield. This is not really a Theia guide. I have so many guides over the Theia. Right now, what is happening with this hero? Back in the days, I make a video about Theia guides, but this is not really a Theia guide. This is about whether you understand what actually wins wars. Now, let's start with the false belief. Damage mean value. This is the biggest false belief in Call of Dragon. Damage means value. Players judge mage heroes by damage reports. Now, to some reason, this is correct. I mean, if you get a report when you get like 40 or 50k in the hospital, and at the same time your report is like 15k merits, well, maybe you should change something. Obviously, we're talking about the tier 5 awakened heroes. I don't know how the things will be with tier 4, but if you see very underperforming legion that, you know, is not performing well and is filling your hospital, most likely this legion, you know, you should check the reports and replace this legion. But this mindset is applying to all of the heroes in Call of Dragons. Now let's talk about the Theia specifically. Theia breaks that logic because her value is not always visible in one big number. What I'm trying to say is I'm playing Lilia Theia for a very long time. I mean, I think it's like, like 1 year I'm playing Lilia Theia. I don't play Lilia Velen because this is way too aggressive combo and the counterattack is just breaking your legs, but Lilia with Theia. And Lilia Theia is doing 2 times more merits from Lilia Velen. Why is that? Well, the reason is simple. Yes, Theia is not doing damage, but what she is doing is great booster. It's a great booster. Now, maybe I'm going to go over the talent. You're going to see that she's going to give 15% more hero skill damage. This is in extra of the Lilia damage, but if you see it, you're going to see that Velen is also giving hero skill damage bonus like 15%. The thing with the Theia is, yes, exactly, is the shields and also the boosters, the crazy attack booster for your Celestials. Lilia Theia should be run with Celestials. Here you have like 15% more attack bonus. On top of that, more attack bonus if the troops are flying. So you're getting like 25% attack bonus, and here attack bonus is like 10% up to 30%. So you see how much attack bonus the Theia is giving. Now I want to point out this because at the end of the day, people are seeing just one shield in the Theia, but at the end of the day, if you check it out, the Celestials, this troop, for some reason, I don't know how Call of Dragons decide to do that, but all of the flying units are way worse from the ground units. You're seeing the Eagles, Elk Riders outperform Eagles. You see the Wolverines, well, the Cows archers outperform those flying goblins with bombs. Here Celestials outperform Vestos by miles. by miles. So if somebody asks me, "Yo, Burgas, I want to play mage," League of Order. Nothing else I'm going to say. So you see that Celestials tier 5 is giving 322 magic attack. This is the base. This is the base. If you check it out, the cavalry, you're going to see the cavalry tier 5 is 439. The marksman's main, I mean, they're the biggest damage in Call of Dragons, 400. So here we're having like 100 base stats difference. This is huge, don't get me wrong. This is huge because this affected the percentage you're getting as an extra for your troop. And Theia is actually boosting your legion that crazy. So your normal attack are hitting hard. Your legion survive longer because of the shield, and your Lilia benefiting from this shield longer. Having full legion is also very important. One of the things back in the days when I started playing Call of Dragons, the first big aha moment that I was having was when I was fighting at the Behemoth. I always tried to be on the top places. I was competing against very heavy spenders. At the beginning, I was not actually a spender, I was free-to-play player. But I was competing with those people. The moment one spell of the Behemoth hit me, because back in the days, the Behemoth was not like what you're seeing right now. You basically can enter alone and kill the Behemoth. Okay, maybe not all of the Behemoths, but it's so easy right now, okay? But back in the days, 2 weeks, we was trying to kill the Hydra on Elite, and we didn't even do it. Anyway, so the moment I get hit by the Behemoth, I know this is the moment where I'm not going to be in the top places. Even that I was having like maybe 60-70% still alive troops, I was knowing I'm not going to be top DPS. Just because I get hit from the Behemoth. It's same till these days. The moment you get hit by something or something drain your legion and you don't have anything to protect this draining, by draining I mean counterattack, you're going to do less damage. And I think this is where the true power of Theia start to shine. Now her kit gives shields, skill damage support, attack, defense, and extra shield value after awakening. That makes her easy to underrate if you only chase burst damage. If you only chase burst damage, this is not the hero for you. I mean, awakening, getting 1k for one more troop, grant a shield to 2 early legions, including Theia legions. This is, this is survivability. This is survival. And by surviving longer, more rage skill, by having your legion full for longer time, more damage at the end of the day. That's why I believe Theia is absolutely wild, crazy hero. Maybe sometimes I was thinking maybe it's going to be good also for the infantry people. But I don't think it's good for infantry people. I'm not gonna lie, you guys. I mean, this hero... there is no flying infantry or something like this. This hero, the only thing that she's not good is the infantry. All other heroes and troops can actually benefit by a lot from her. Now, why some players call Theia a mistake? Let's check her out the other side. And I make a deep research in our community. I speak with a lot of players. Even in my Discord, by the way, you're going to find the link in the description. And I spoke about the Theia and hear different opinions. Majority of the cases, people was having a already built opinion over the Theia. Something that they know from back in the days. They stopped using this hero at one point. Or this hero is like me, using Lilia Theia for... And forget. You put Lilia Theia and you forget. You know this legion is going to perform good. And you have something like reasons behind that you still don't remember quite well. What was the reasons I'm actually putting Lilia with Theia? But you know this legion are doing well. But some players that are starting are actually asking questions. You know, why some players call Theia a mistake. The argument against the Theia is simple. She doesn't not feel like a hard DPS carry. This is the argument. She doesn't not feel like a hard DPS carry. If your goal is instant damage, Lilia Velen or newer damage mages can feel more satisfying. And what I mean by that is not, you know, only Lilia Theia. I just give Lilia Theia as an example because you're going to have Lilia, you're going to have Theia, and you're going to have Velen at Season 1. And going in this direction, Wodir Velen, Lilia Theia is the best approach if you're a spender. If you're a free-to-play player, go Wodir Velen, that's all. That's all. Don't go that much in Theia. Maybe in the future, in Generation 2, when you get Musiang, since she's Generation 2, you can make something like Musiang Theia and Wodir with Velen if you don't have Lilia, because Lilia actually, you know, requests to be bought at the end of the day. So yeah, she's not a carry. That's true. That's true. I mean, there is no argument against that. But if your goal is instant damage, I already show you which heroes you have to use. Go with Lilia, go with Velen. It is what it is. Now, this is why some tier 4 or WoW spender players look at report and think, Theia doesn't nothing. Theia doesn't nothing. She's not doing anything. And it happened also to me, by the way. A lot of people suggest me go Theia with Mu. Go Theia with Mu. And I tried Theia with Mu. And did you guys know what was the result when I tried Theia with Mu? Absolutely horrible. I don't have, I mean, for some religions, you actually want to have everything set it up for this legion. What I mean by that is artifact and pets. If you get lucky, decorations. What else? Example artifacts. SVIP, all these things. If you have them, yeah. Now for Mu Theia, you actually need this artifact, Visage of the Sanctum. As you can see, is having some shield factor, also doing some damage. Having additional effect, get 1 stack of Mark of Judgment to the welder when they get a shield to any friendly legion. And Theia is doing exactly this thing. Damage factor 250 per stack. Now for 1.5 minutes, you can get decent amount of stacks. On top of that, the rage cost is like 600. This is looking like a cavalier artifact. Normally, mage artifacts are slow artifacts. What I mean by that is if we get some, for example, Phoenix Eye is 1.6 K. There was just 600. But anyway, I'm not going to go that much in details about why for me, Mu and Theia. I know in the comment, brother, it's working perfectly and blah, 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 but it's not actually working for me, period. It is what it is. I mean, I understand why it's not working for me. I tried to explain it in one video, but yeah, so far it is what it is. And this is why some of the players are not happy with this hero. Just they don't see the results they're looking for. And Theia is a hero that cannot be combined with many heroes. Other thing about the Theia is you want to combine her with some heavy hitters. And that's why Lilia Theia is doing perfectly well. Because Lilia is the hardest hitting mage, maybe after Yu Ming. Yeah, Yu Ming did do more damage from Lilia, but before that, 1.2k, 50% chance to do 1k more. Also, 30% chance to spread this 1k to the surrounding legions. Lilia is a crazy damage dealer, and that's why it's working that good with Theia. And that's why it's not working that good with Velen. It's just way too aggressive combo. I have a video on my channel. You can go and check it out and see why I think like this. Now the problem is that those players who think the Theia's mistake is measuring the wrong things. Now, why Theia can look weaker but still win value? What's dangerous is that sustained value is quiet. What's dangerous is that sustained value is quiet. Nobody talk about the sustain. Nobody talk about that your legions survive longer on the battlefield. Nobody care about those things, and they should care. People should care about those things. A shield does not look as exciting as a giant damage number. And to be fair, one time I saw a critical of Lilia back in the days. Yes, you can have a critical when you have Lilia Velen, or just Lilia. Velen is going to provide 10% critical, magic critical. If you run with Lilia, Lilia is having this critical. When launching a normal attack, you have 10% chance to get a hero skill critical rate, 10% for 5 seconds. I have seen some crazy criticals, and yeah. I mean, we're gamers, okay? It's nothing to shame here. We're gamers. We like to see big numbers. And that's why, yeah, critical is bringing some crazy dopamine hits when you see them. But at the end of the day, the shielding keep your march alive longer. You stay on the field longer. And one more troop benefit from the shield that Theia is having when she's awakened. You're sitting longer on the battlefield. And if you stay on the field longer, you create pressure. You save stamina. You reduce wounded. And help objectives. Very important. I mean, if you have to write something about why should I use Theia, just write this thing. You stay on the field longer, you create pressure, because if you're not sent at home, you're still on the field and you're still hitting the enemies. Not like waiting till your troop go at your castle, then you go out with full legion, and etc. You save stamina. Now with mages, you're not going to have that much stamina, but if your legions are weak, you may suffer from stamina issues. I have suffered from stamina issues. Now some people is like, yo, Burgas, are you sure about that? Yeah, brother, if you fight like 10 hours with your mages, you're going to finish your stamina. Especially if the enemy non-stop is dropping your cavalry bombs. The moment it's dropping one cavalry bombs, I get hit by 2 artifacts, my legions is 50%. It is what it is. This is how the game is working. But yeah, and the other thing is reduce wounded. This is the other thing that I want to point out is why people are not doing merits trading Madeline Garwood against Madeline Garwood. Because Madeline is having those shield factor, which is not giving merits. Which is not giving merits. And that's why Madeline Garwood is not good for merit trade, is Ileana Garwood, but I'm not quite sure who is in 2026 doing merit trade when you have an event like Dragon Abyss. Here you can get so much merits. But anyway, this is a topic for other video. And finally, I want to say that by sitting and having all these benefits from the Theia, you're actually supporting your alliance and to meet the objectives and to win maybe the zone, to win maybe the territory, to win the season, to win the dragon. This is extremely important. Now, the hidden difference between winning trades and winning wars. This is what the Theia and heroes like Theia are. This is the hidden difference between winning trades and winning wars. A damage march can win a short trade and still fail in the war. If you keep refreshing every few seconds, your reports may look fine, but your field presence collapse. You can go and refresh your legion at 50% or maybe 40% or maybe 30%, but till you go to your castle and going back to the battlefield, your presence there is missing. For example, somebody who is having, for example, Theia and is still there. It's a number game at the end of the day. But anyway, just wanted to open this topic about the community that are splitted over investments in the Theia. Some people think she's mistake because she's not bringing any kind of damage. Other people believe she's very good because she's bringing sustain and nobody's looking over the sustain. I personally invest in Theia. Till these days, I'm very happy using her. For example, one of the best heroes for me in Call of Dragons. But anyway, this is going to be for this video, guys. Here I'm going to put one other video. You can go and check it out. Don't forget to hit one like, subscribe. Wish you a great day, and see you in the next video.